Working. Trying to figure out how to shoot straight.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. We're just getting underway here on the 11 Ball TV. This is going to be 11 Ball Rob versus Justin ADAY. Looks like the race is 12-6. Rob will be going to 12 games. Justin going to 6 games due to the nearly 100-point Fargo difference. That's about the right spot for 100 points. Unfortunately, somebody made a dry break here. Looks like Justin broke dry, but left a easy starting ball. The second ball is not so easy. He's probably going to have to try that 2-3 combination. Still got some viewers filtering in here. If you haven't yet, take a second and subscribe to the channel. There's a lot of good stuff coming up on the channel. We'll be in action this weekend. Actually, we'll be in action tonight. Rob is going to be playing some doubles. He's taking his show on the road. He's going to take a mobile camera unit from a pool room somewhere. I don't know where exactly the name of it is. When I find out, I will give them a plug. Let me see if I can look up the details on that match. Believe it or not, that dog is an 800 Fargo at eating snacks. Good afternoon, Jackie Tucker. Good to see you again. So the action tonight will be Rob and Francisco, I assume he means Little John, are playing two gentlemen named Joel and Carlos. That's a 600 and a 650, respectively. Also, this coming weekend will be a rematch between Rob and Jorge Bermudez. Another good one. Be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications so you can get notified when those things start. You're not going to want to miss those matches. I love watching doubles. I like playing doubles. It's a lot of fun. he said it's going to be Scotch doubles, which there's always some confusion about. I'm assuming that means they're going to be alternating shots until the team misses, and then the other team will alternate their shots. That was an aggressive shot by Justin ADAY. This is a rematch. I've seen Justin and Rob play there a week or so ago. Justin's Fargo's 470, but he looks good over the ball. He's trying to learn the proper way, and it's paying off. He looks real solid. Keeps his head still. Has good fundamentals. So I'll be expecting to see his Fargo climbing up here in the near future. He's only been playing for a couple of years, which is impressive to get to this level after just a couple short years. If this six ball passes the 10 into the side, this all lays pretty good. And just that couple inches of draw right there was a huge help in making this five ball shot a little bit easier and more natural. Looks like Rob might have been concerned about getting up behind that nine ball, but he underhit that just a touch. I know he's slightly on the wrong side of this six ball. Assuming that this six ball passes the 10, it's still not going to be that easy to get a favorable shot on the seven, unless I'm seeing it wrong. Maybe he can push through it and nudge the 10 out of the way. But it looks like he's more likely, from what I'm seeing, to nudge the 10 more into the way. So take a look at the overhead. Yeah, he does have the angle that I thought I was seeing. He's lined up straight to the far side of the pocket to the point. So this is a little funny. He's going to go into the 10 and pushed it in the way. Not happy about it. Doesn't have too many options. Rather, I mean, the rail first here looks doable. This shot's pretty difficult, pretty low percentage when the object ball's this far away from the pocket. He's more than two diamonds away from the pocket, so gonna have to hit this one good. Maybe better off just kicking, trying to get some separation. I would probably kick to the short rail at the top of our screen and hope to somehow get the 10 ball in between the cue ball and the seven, or leave the seven on the short rail. He's gonna go for the shot here. And yeah, it's super tough to judge that. He hasn't left anything super easy for Justin. Justin's gonna have to play this into the corner, try to hit a nice little, just a little smooth draw shot. It's not terrible, but there's a lot of distance. Well, if Rob wasn't over the top of this eight ball like he is, this wouldn't be too difficult. But as it is now, it's difficult just to make the seven, let alone to get position. Position is super tough from here. He didn't even tackle a shot. He's not going to be happy with that attempted safety right there. shot here for getting positions, just kind of a matter of how much you want to cheat the pocket. It's the thickness of the hit that determines where the cue ball travels to. He'd like to come right back up past them, up to past the middle of the table a little bit and play the 8 in the upper left. That was not it. He missed his contact point by a significant margin there. It's an opportunity squandered. But that's to be expected, at this at his level. It's pulls hard. That's why I fall back. It's my excuse for everything. This game is pretty difficult to play well. It's takes a lifetime to if you can master it. Basically perfect position for Rob there. He's particularly good at holding his cue ball at these types of angles, but this is pretty natural. He's just gonna play this like almost like a stop shot. His cue ball's gonna drift over to the left and probably wind up approximately straight in on the 10 to the upper left corner. Oh, that went a little bit easier than I expected. I don't see there's no real scratch here. If you hit the top half of the cue ball, there's no worry of a scratch on the side. So he just has to just pocket this ball. Not as easy as you would think on these 4 1/4 inch diamond pockets. This ball is quite missable. You got to really focus on catching the center of this opening here in the pocket. You touch the long rail going in, you'd be in big trouble. Yeah, he's missed it. He's going to leave. Okay, that shot's makeable. He does have to worry about his cue ball coming down this direction in this corner. He may be able to, if he's able to line up for the thin side of the pocket, meaning the thinner hit on the cue ball, slightly overcutting it, still make it. He may be able to get his cue ball to the long rail. Yeah. He's done that. He's left another tough one. Surprised that ball didn't drop. It looked like he had it. Not sure what Rob's plan is here. I think you're supposed to just cut this, take the thin cut. That's what he's looking at. Don't have to do anything special with the cue ball. Just hit it above center. Cue ball should just go straight across. The big thing about making these 10 balls like this, just making sure your cue balls staying away from pockets. Great shot. You're just joining us. This is Rob Harrison, 11 ball Rob versus Justin ADAY. You see the Fargo ratings next to their names. There's a significant difference in rating. So you'll see that the race is 6-12. Justin goes to 6. Rob goes to 12. And they're betting $250 each, it appears. That's that's enough to make you want to win. That's for sure. So it was a great practice session for both these gentlemen. Not a large bet by Rob's typical standards. Rob is in action several times a week. He plays from anywhere from $100 to $10,000. So okay, I lost my screen there for a second, but Rob is matched up with players as high as 725 Fargo, getting a very similar. It's getting get in the spot much like this. It was a 24-12 race. It's a nice shot by Rob. He's got a nice angle to go 2 rails forward, a little past the center. Like his cue ball to run this way up here, and then out over here someplace. A little light. Maybe he was playing that way. Maybe he had slightly more angle than I thought he did, but this is okay. I don't know if he's gonna go forward, maybe 2 rails out and play those sticks in the same pocket, or try to draw to the long rail and back out, maybe all the way back out across for the other pocket. We'll see. Nice shot. So he did draw all the way across for the other pocket. He's gonna fall pretty straight and on the rail. This is trouble. Let me check the overhead camera here, see how straight he is. Okay, he's got a little bit of angle to work with. Your cue ball's on the rail like this, it's risky to try to put a lot of spin play position because of that. It becomes missable. He overran his cue ball. That's because he overcut the ball. Again, cue ball on the rail. This shot's pretty difficult. So you might get away with it. No. Okay, the shot's a little bit tough. Natural, but you'll play it in the upper right corner. Try to play natural position, 2 rails around the 7 ball. If you hit it with the speed that's comfortable for pocketing this ball, you're probably going to be kind of far away from the 7. We'll see. The shot's a little testy to. Oh, he's not even trying. Okay. Well, he's left a look. The shot's tough. Cue ball's probably coming somewhere this way. If he hits this just with a high ball, try to make it in the corner. I don't think there's a scratch, so he should. He's got a good chance of ending up with position on the 7 if he's able to pocket this ball. That was a tough shot. Rob may just have a sliver of this 6 ball on the right side of it. If that's the case, he'll be trying to run his cue ball around behind the 8, 10, 9. So I'm going to try to get his cue ball close to back to where it is. He's not doing any of that. He's jumping, so he can't see any of it. Rob's pretty good with jump cue. Probably playing safe, trying to bank the 6 down in the lower left. That was a pretty good shot right there. Couldn't ask for much on that shot. He just had a little bit of the ball to hit, and you can't. It's hard to control from that far away. So he's left a pretty easy opener here for or a pretty easy 6 ball. Position on the 8 is not easy. So we'll see what Rob does to tackle that problem. If I was playing this, I would want to run my cue ball up and land over here with this sort of an angle over here on the 7 ball, so that from the 7 I could get my cue ball out right here, somewhere either for the lower right or for the side pocket next. He's got a pretty good angle to control this ball from the 6 to the 7 here, so we'll see what he does. Everybody likes to do things a little bit differently. He didn't. He checked that up with a little bit of inside English, so he might have the sort of angle where he could draw down to the spot where I was talking about here a minute ago. So he might just be trying to draw straight down towards this lower left corner pocket and see where he stops. So he's going to want to get his cue ball up into this area next, I think. It looks like he might be playing safe here. He's going to draw behind these 2 balls. Nothing wrong with that. Kind of my philosophy is that safety doesn't really guarantee you anything, not even another turn at the table. But anytime you turn the table over to your opponent, whatever happens next is it's your fault. He looks like he's jumping this. I'm not capable of jumping from this close to ball, so I much prefer kicking at this ball down this way. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this decision, but he could be. Maybe he's very handy with the jump cue. This is awfully close to the interfering balls here, and he's very unlikely to end up behind any sort of cover. Looks like he's rethinking this. He may need the bridge as well to kick the ball here, though. It's in a tough spot. Well, he is left-handed, so that'll be helpful for him on this shot. This is a call pocket game, 10 ball. So he just called the pocket, and that's smart. Yeah, it's a good try. It's in a very difficult spot there. You always call a pocket, even when you're kicking in this game, in case you get lucky. If you didn't call it, it doesn't count. So your opponent has the option of shooting the shot or putting you back in. So looks like the 9 passes the 10 with no problem down to the lower left. So he's just gonna stun out, try to get straight in on it. Pretty good. Come over and move that. All settled right in the divot on the spot for perfect position. All right. First 2 games go to Rob. Feel free to participate in the chat. Let me know what you're thinking of this. Let me know who you like in this match. Place your side bets. tell me what a great job I'm doing. Any of that. I mean, I'm terrible. It should be illegal for me to be near a microphone, whatever. Good to hear from you either way. Subscribe to the channel too if you want to see more of this action. It could happen any day of any time of any day of the week. I mean, here we are. He was playing yesterday morning at about 11 a.m. or something like that, my time. I'm on the West Coast. Try break. Good opportunity for Justin. He may have a little bit of trouble reaching this ball, being a lefty. Every ball on the table has a pocket to shoot to. Uh, I would say at 470, he's an underdog to get to the end of the rack here. But I still think he should try, try to play proper pool. Okay, well, he's got an extension on the end of his cue. This is still quite a reach. Now he's looking for the bridge. That's smart. It's a good idea for every pool player to get comfortable using this contraption here because it comes up quite a bit. Yeah, he lost his cue ball pretty badly there. Still has a makeable shot. Looks like there's a chance of him colliding with the four ball if he was to make this, which may leave him a shot. Looks like the three ball passes through this gap into the corner if need be. Wouldn't be your first choice of where to shoot it, but he's in a bad spot here. May just use the four ball to slow the cue ball down and have to shoot that, but he's missed his ball a bit. Hard to tell exactly what Rob has for an angle. The camera angle doesn't always tell the story 100% accurately, so I'd assume he's going to try to draw to the long rail, missing the four ball, come back out somehow, might run into the four ball, playing the two in the lower right. Well, he went pretty wild with the cue ball. He was trying to draw it like three rails. He did pretty good with the cue ball. Missed his ball by about a half a diamond. This is not an easy shot. If he even decides to play the offensive shot, be cutting the two in the upper left. I would be trying to get my cue ball down here, something like this for position. He didn't play the shot. It's all right. Knowing Rob, he's probably going to go after this 2-8 combination. There'd be nothing wrong with this, Rob using the strategy of being aggressive when there's quite a few balls left on the table, particularly with the fact that there's no early. I'm assuming that there are no early 10 balls allowed in this game. That's all I've really seen on this channel. They like to play 10 ball last. So if there's no chance of your opponent, an easy combination for a win, he has to run 9, 10 balls. There's nothing wrong with trying to take some chances early in the rack for Rob. Justin is going to be an underdog to run, you know, 8, 9, 10 balls on this table. Most people would be. Uh-oh. Trouble. No shot. So Justin needs to look for a 3 foul opportunity here. If you're not familiar with that, if you're foul 3 times in a row in this game, it's a loss of game. I don't know what he's doing here, but this don't know if it's what I would do. Well, it actually worked out quite well. It was a good shot. Really nice shot. Rob's really his only. Well, maybe he's looking like he has a sliver. This would be his best option here. Requires just a little bit of spin, I think. He also has a pretty solid chance of getting the safety right back. So he's looking at a 2 rail angle. He's measuring a two. He doesn't have the 2 rail. The 8 ball's in the way of this angle. So he has to, I think he just has to go 1 rail at this. He would like to come this way. This is what he was hoping for. Now he's, well, we'll see. He might have to manipulate this a little bit. Maybe he has a little bit more rail through this gap than I was thinking. It's a good hit. Oh, shit. Thank you. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Aniwaya 12. Is that better? I've been talking. Appreciate the heads up, though. Hmm. I just lost video. I'm gonna have to probably reboot and come back. All right. Is this it? Is this working now? Let me know if you can hear me. All right. Test. Hello. Tough miss there by Justin. Left Rob a real tricky shot. I'm gonna try a different microphone. Is this working? All right. Let's try this. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you too, Brad. Good to know. Hopefully this is working all right. I'm not sure I understand why he's digging down on this ball. He's elevated a little bit. This makes the shot incredibly hard to pocket. He's made a good hit, but barely. Sounds good anyway. 12. Okay, Rob's going to thin his left side of this ball, try to run his cue ball. He's got to watch out for running into the 10. Okay, he's done pretty good. Done very good. Justin has a couple of options here. He may jump. It's kind of a long jump, long way to carry over the 10 ball, but I like going this way. Looks like he's got an edge of it, so he's just going to thin it on his right side or left side. He missed it. Okay, no problem. Well, I also changed microphones, so I may change back here in a few if I, but maybe not. That was risky. There's the risk. Okay, it's going airborne here. This is about the perfect range for a jump shot for most. Wow. Bit of misfortune there. That was a very nice shot. He's probably going to have to kick this direction and try to make a hit. What happens here is when I try to do this, I always go a little bit wide and catch this corner of the side pocket, and the cue ball flings off this direction. So you got to avoid the temptation to use running English on this shot if you kick to the bottom rail. So, oh, okay. He's jumping. He's going to use the bridge for a jump shot here. He's just going over the edge of the 9 ball. This is kind of doable, still closer than I like. I wouldn't play this shot, particularly with the 7 ball so close to the rail. Easy to send a ball off the table. Rob's very good at these shots, though. Showing off for the crowd just a little bit. And unfortunately for Justin, Rob has inadvertently moved the 9 ball to a spot that makes this run out less than perfectly easy. Let's see what he does. This is not automatic here. It's the kind of out that you think he has a reasonable chance of making, but Rob had some good fortune on that foul by making this run out just a little bit tough. You just got to draw back and try to get roughly straight in on the 8 ball on the right side pocket, and then deal with the 9 from there. I mean, if he could just get dead straight in and get his cue ball to right here for the 9, that's pretty good. But if he ends up with an angle, okay, let's run a little bit further than straight in. take a look at the overhead camera, see if we can determine how much of an angle he's got himself here. Okay, he's not much of an angle. He's straight enough that he should be able to go forward and play in the pocket. There's not much wrong with this, except now that he's got himself on the rail, it's making the 9 becomes a little bit questionable. Something about the cue ball being on the rail. It's hard to strike the dead center of the cue ball. He's particularly over that plastic surround over the pocket, so it messes with your bridge. Okay, it doesn't appear that he's left a makeable shot here. So looks like we got about 30 people tuning in. Get in the chat, letting me know where you heard about the match, how you found it. I think Rob posted in some Facebook groups. I'm curious to let me know the name of the group you found out about this match in, how you decided to tune in. Give us a subscribe if you would. That'd be great. We'd love to have some new subscribers. If you're enjoying what you're watching, give us a like. Oof, okay. Good opportunity for Justin, particularly if this 9 passes the 10 in the other side. It's close. Looks like he's playing it. So I think the correct move here is to draw back and play the 10 in the same pocket. Just draw back 6 inches, maybe a foot. That's perfect. Well, I say that. I don't want to curse anything. That's a good shot. Good out there. Kyle Bird. We got a Justin fan. Yeah, let us know who you're rooting for. Be happy to hear from you in the chat. I like participating with the chat. We've only got 2 likes so far. We've got 35 people watching. It's been on for, I don't know, an hour. Just about almost an hour. See how Justin's breaking. I don't like bridging on top of the rail with his hand like this. If you're going to break from on top of the rail, I like laying the key there. Yeah, it's tough to control that ball. His bridge didn't look as stable. Thank you, Michaelis 566. Appreciate the subscription and the like. So we're going to give away an 11 Ball TV T-shirt to get entered into the drawing for it. Just get in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. Yeah. Thank you. If I'm saying that name, Michaelis 566. Appreciate it. Look at this draw stroke. Rob showing off for the ladies out in the chat. South Kakalaki. I'm not familiar with that territory. All right. Let's see what he's going to do here. He's got a mess on his hands, big cluster due to that to Justin not hitting the brakes squarely. We got just a big mess here in the rack area of this table. Rob's probably about to open it up, and he did. Anawaya from Missouri. Been on a Missouri boat ride. I learned about that on the Outlaw Josie Wales. South Carolina. Kakalaki. Okay. Awesome, guys. Then keep them coming. Oklahoma City. I've been to Norman a long time ago. 30 some years ago. Good shot by Justin. Good position. Hopefully he can reach this. He just needs to stun off the rail here and get his, like to get straight in as possible on the 7 and the side. Shouldn't be difficult. But yeah, you gotta, when you're stretching like that, you gotta keep your mechanics sorted out. It's easy to miss balls when you're reaching, your chin's not centered over the cue, you're not really aiming your normal way. So far, really good stuff. Like to draw back just a little bit. Doesn't need to be back much further than where he is now. Doesn't want to get straight in. When he's looking at lining up for straight in, that would be a mistake. He wants to keep a little bit of angle. When you get straight in, then you got to do a lot with your cue ball to get position. You always want a little bit of an angle here. Right where his cue ball is now would be okay. This is okay. Slightly more angle than he wanted. He let his cue ball drift over to the side instead of coming back. Oh, I got to refresh. I don't know why I'm not keeping up with the likes here. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Well, he's left a little bit of work for Rob to do here. He may have the angle where he can go forward 2 rails around the 10 ball. Oh, now he's elevating here. He's looking so he must be pretty straight. Check the overhead camera. Wish you guys could see my drawing on the overhead camera. So he's really dead straight in on this 9 ball. So I think the move here is to just roll it in and take the shot into the upper right as we're looking now. Might be trying to create an angle, and you could follow this in if you try. Okay, he took this. Oh, he missed it. That can happen. We'll see some more locations. Also, the doggy gets a treat at every 10 likes. So she's 3 away. Sky dog. Oh, okay. He's understandably not too happy with this. There's no scratch here. He just needs to find this contact point, put a nice positive stroke on this cue ball. Probably line up. Okay, he's checking the tangent line to make sure there's no stroke. That tangent line is really only works when you're hitting a stun shot, which means the cue ball's sliding across the cloth when. So what he's looking at for some of the newer players, this is the line of the pocket. And the tangent line is a line exactly 90 degrees from that. So his tangent line looks fine. He doesn't have a scratch here. And that's with a sliding cue ball. If you roll the cue ball, your cue ball will go even forward to that tangent line. And if you put backspin on it, looks like he's putting inside English on it. That you don't really want that. He's left a little bit of a tested shot for Rob. Rob's gonna take the cut at this. He's probably 70-30 favorite or so, maybe more to make the shot. It was good to see though Justin showing a little bit of his homework there, showing his math on the mapping out the tangent line. So, oh, we got no scratch. Left Justin a mile away. I would assume Justin's going to be cutting the 10 ball this pocket. He does need to be concerned that the path of the cue ball from here is, it should run about here, but if he digs down at all or puts any spin on it, this pocket here is a factor. I think that was a typo. Someone has 860 HR. HR is kind of like wear resistant, maybe humidity resistant. I'm not sure what it stands for, but it's a durable cloth that plays good. Pretty standard for competition on a particularly diamond tables. Most people seem to run the Simonis 860. Okay, big opportunity for Justin. I don't like slow rolling balls. I mean, he'll probably just roll this ball in. He's got a mile before he hits a pocket, so I like driving my ball to the hole. Good shot. See, he's running right at that upper corner, though. I like to pick a shot where I hit, like, kind of dig down with some low, like, right-hand English and run my cue ball off that ball this way. I like driving the object balls to the hole and kind of telling my cue ball what to do instead of asking it. Oh, got a nice turnout here for what is it, Wednesday afternoon. Thanks everybody for tuning into the 11 Ball TV. We appreciate subscriptions and likes a lot. Appreciate you tuning in anyway, but we've got if you just tuned in, we're going to be giving away a T-shirt and the way to get into the drawing is to get in the chat and let us know where you're watching from. We've got a few people. We've got a South Kakalaki and a Missouri and a Oklahoma City. I was looking at the chat and not the screen, so looks like 2 balls are down. Is this directly after the break from Justin here? Looks like he's made a couple balls. He's going to need to play his safety. Corinne, not Karen. Welcome from Florida. Kyle Bird, got a local guy who's cheering for Justin, the Salt Lake dude. I don't think that safety worked out. It was a solid attempt. Yeah, 760 is lightning fast. Yeah, too fast, particularly for a 7-foot table. You just cannot control your rock at all, especially if it's a really responsive table like the Diamond with springy rails. Man, 760 is rough. Josh Natasa, Maryland. Thanks for putting that in the chat. I just got myself an 11 Ball TV T-shirt, and they're cool, super nice shirts. So if you get in the chat, let us know where you're watching from. You'll be entered automatically into a drawing for one. We got a North Kakalaki and a Katie Phillips. Welcome. Thanks for watching. There you go. Here, well, yep, we got all the Kakalakas we can handle in the chat now. Big long distance jump shot did not carry over the interfering ball. Justin's got a big opportunity. Looks like this 3 ball will go into the right-hand side pocket. So he's going to want to set up right next to the 4 ball someplace. Just get himself a nice natural angle. He wants to fall very straight in. He would like to. How do I know the word kakalaki? Yeah, Michaelis 566 just got to be with that a few minutes ago. I just learned it, so I'm wearing it out already. He's overrun his shape here a little bit. Still has a makeable shot. Just became a little bit more difficult. I don't know why. Refresh me of where you're playing from again. I don't know if you mentioned that, but chat's starting to grow. So I'm scrolling, trying to watch, trying to commentate, trying to interact with the chat. It's a lot of fun. I don't mind you keeping me busy, but just getting back into playing after 20 years. It's a pretty long time off. It's definitely not like riding a bike. Oh, we got a treat. Skydog just got a little snacky poo. Wow. Figured he was going to be taking that into the side pocket. Maybe it was a little bit thin. For those of you just tuning in, this pocket does have 4¼ inch, or this diamond table has 4¼ inch pockets. That's a pretty testy table to play on. It's just requires concentration, requires you firing for the center, the opening as often as possible. You can't get away with hitting a lot of rail going into these pockets. What a great shot there by Justin. Going to see Django Bustamante, one of the greatest players of all time. Still one of the best one pocket players around. He's got to be in the neighborhood of 65 years old now, 63 maybe, something like that, and he's still a threat to beat beat good players. He still plays really well. I remember being early 90s going to watch professional tournaments here locally to me. I'm in Orange County, California by the beach, but not a very long drive, maybe 30-minute drive to get to some of the casinos in Los Angeles. I used to go to the Bicycle Casino. There was a casino called Crystal Park. Commerce Casino. I went to the Legends of Nine Ball tournament you may have seen on YouTube somewhere. Efren Reyes playing that. Jim Reppy. What a great look at that speed control coming across the line of the shot and just fell with a pretty optimal angle here. Okay. So that sounds military. You probably got a couple years on me. If I would have joined the military, I probably would have joined in probably 89-ish. So yeah. And the 01 US Open. 2001 US Open. Trying to remember who won the 2001 US Open. Look at this. Justin's getting a stroke. Very nice T-ball control here. Last few shots. Don't tell me who won the 2001 US Open. I want to try to remember. Yeah, I don't remember. Probably Ernie Strickland. That'd be a solid guess since he's won more than anybody, or as many as anybody. Okay, just need the cue ball to stop at the right spot. This is laying good. Look at this. Not the type of patterns I would recommend, but he's sure getting his speed down here. These shots here, when you're close up, got to be careful. I like to line up for the thin side of the pocket, meaning the upper part of the pocket to allow for friction. You know, when you're shooting from this close, you don't want to shoot super hard, so it just induces a touch of friction between the balls, tends to throw the ball a little low like that. That's oh, it was Corey Deuel. Okay, yeah, that was around the time Corey was winning everything in the world. Corey Deuel in 2001 was an animal. Unfortunate there. Justin was on his way to a very nice out. I was saying that those types of shots you shot on the 10 ball, they will fool you a little bit. I do, like I said, I like to play for the thin side of the pocket lineup because it fools your eyes somehow. And there's some friction. I don't like to use spin to reduce the friction necessarily. Not without I use spin to play position, not to make balls. That's a habit I had to break for many years. Uh-oh. Oh. Once again, we appreciate anybody out there that has a chance to jump in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. You'll be entered into a drawing for an 11 Ball TV t-shirt or the 11 Ball Room t-shirt. Rob calls this the 11 Ball Room. This is being played at his residence, I believe. But the channel's the 11 Ball TV. So if you get a second, subscribe to the channel. We're in action all the time. I just recently stumbled across this here, maybe on a way. Are you sure it was Japan or was that the Color and Money from Hong Kong? They played a big race to 120 in Hong Kong, and I remember final score. I want to say it was 120 to 117. It was an unbelievably high quality match. That may be the one you're thinking of. I do go back and watch that on occasion. I've been watching playing pool for the better part of 35 years now. It's just really, I can't seem to get away from it. I don't know if I've taken an entire month off of playing pool in 35 years. It's rare that I go a week without playing. Very nice shot. Yeah, I'm nearly sure it was Hong Kong. I want to say that Mark Wilson was doing some commentary there, wearing a tuxedo, if that rings a bell, along with some other folks. Yeah, probably. I think there was a Filipino gentleman doing the commentary alongside Mark Wilson. It could have been Jose Pu. Not sure. My memory's a little fuzzy, but I did go back and watch some of that match here about a year or so, a year and a half ago. Earl's always good for some trash talk. Efren was always super humble, always saying he got lucky. Obviously one of the greatest players of all time, did by far the greatest player of his era. And still, would I say if you want to mix eras and compare players, would Efren beat Josh Filler both in their prime? I don't necessarily believe so, but the game changes, the equipment changes. You can't do that. You can't, there's no way to match up Earl Strickland and Josh Filler or Efren and, anybody, Ali versus Tyson, blah, blah, blah. You just have to, Jimmy Connors versus Djokovic. You, the later era guys are probably going to win, but training methods change. Uh, Again, equipment changes. Yeah, Michael, I agree. I don't know that his break was as bad as people thought it was. Fortunately, they weren't playing 10 ball back in the day. The Filipino players were not known for their size and strength. You know what I mean? Someone like Rudolfo Luat. Yeah, well, yes, Katie Phillip. Josh is a beast, in my opinion, the best 9 ball player who's ever drawn a breath. If there was any doubt about it before the UK Open, that should be gone. His performance there was ridiculous. His Fargo is ridiculous. I think it may have gone up. Last I looked before the end of the UK Open, he was an 861 Fargo. That's incredible. And to be 10 or 15 points out in front of the competition, oh yeah, 11 ball Rob is saying he liked to watch Efren play. Efren is the best one pocket player who's ever lived. For sure. I kind of lost my train of thought, but yeah, what I was saying is for Josh Filler to be say 12, 13, 14 points about ahead of the next best player in Fargo, it's way more tangible than 12 points down here in the mid 500s or lower. That's that's a significant difference in Fargo when you're above 800, above 850. That's insane. You can liken that to drag racing. You can easily pick up a couple seconds on a stock car off the showroom floor, but you can't pick up a couple seconds in ET off a top fuel dragster very easily, right? That's the same thing at this level. When they're already playing at the highest levels, a few points in Fargo is tangible. 12, 13, 15 points in Fargo is very noticeable. And I don't think that, you don't see a lot of people raise their hand and offering to play Josh Filler or race to 109 ball. I don't think you will see anybody do that anytime soon. I know Shane is not going to do it. Yeah, Michaelis, I believe that Efren had an amazing cue ball, but his strength lied probably more in his moving than his 8 and out ability, although I'm sure he had plenty of 8 and out ability, but it's amazing if you understand one pocket what you're watching when you see the best. Um, Filler played some one pocket against Tony Chohan a few years ago at Roy's basement. That was in Virginia, I want to say, and they played for some money. Filler actually beat Tony Chohan playing one pocket, if you can believe. Like, this is 4 or 5 years ago. I haven't seen Filler jump up and gamble a lot, and I don't know that he does. The Europeans, you know, I haven't seen too many of the Germans go out and play big money sets. Gabe Owen, another U.S. Open 9-ball champion, 2005, I want to say. Yeah, probably one pocket is probably also his best game, I would imagine. Taking 8-7 from Efren. How did he end up at 1,000 a game? Because that's not a very big spot from Efren, even for Gabe Owen. Efren used to give very good players very big spots. Right? Yeah. So if Gabe was hanging with Efren getting 8-7, that's saying something. I haven't watched Gabe Owen's one pocket. Yeah, I remember watching the Efren Shannon Dalton one pocket game. Katie Phillips. That was an incredible match. I remember Dalton ended up getting there, didn't he? Okay, looks like Justin has earned himself some ball in hand. Chris Melling and Joshua Filler together play one pocket. I haven't seen Chris Melling play one pocket. I think Chris Melling has one of the purest strokes out there, very similar to Fedor Gor's stroke, in my opinion, which is saying a lot. Yeah, he came down. Justin came down and landed way too straight on this 3 ball. This is going to be very difficult. He's going to try to force an angle. He's got to not rattle this ball. It's super tough not to rattle this ball trying to create an angle here. I feel like I'm going to get in trouble and get a little bit wrapped up in the chat. I appreciate everybody participating in the chat. What a great rail first shot. Didn't end up with a huge reward, but that is not an easy shot to pocket the way he just did that. Oh, Filler won Mark Slates. Mark Slates, where are you watching from? If you let us know where you're watching from, is it maybe you're out near Buffalo's? Yeah, rail first is a recipe for leaving the ball sitting in front of the hole, though, on the 4 1/4 inch diamond when the object ball's more than a diamond away from the pocket and only a half inch off the rail. If you've just tuned in, take a second, subscribe to this channel. There's a nice shot. We're in action multiple times per week, weekdays, weekends. There will be some action here tonight. Rob's going to be out playing somewhere. I didn't catch the name of the venue, but there's going to be some doubles action on the 11-ball TV tonight from a as of yet undisclosed location. Rob's going to take the video equipment and set up, and I'm assuming, don't know if he's going to use the EvoSports or not. I'm not sure how that works, but there'll be some doubles. It's going to be Rob and Francisco Littlejohn. I don't recall Francisco's last name, versus 2 other gentlemen named Joel. Uh-oh, got in trouble. Give me 1 second. Joel Carlos. I don't have last names, but Joel is about a 600 farm. Carlos is, according to Rob, a 650 that plays like a 700. So Rob and Francisco Littlejohn will be playing Joel and Carlos tonight, some Scotch doubles from a pool room someplace. It will be streamed on this channel, so make sure you subscribe and hit your notification bell so you can get an alert when that starts up. You're not going to want to miss it. Don't know what the stakes are going to be yet. Got to watch for a foul here. I don't know if you can. If these balls that definitely pushed. If they were frozen, maybe that's legal. I don't know if they declared it frozen, but if they were not frozen, that was definitely a push shot there. I don't have my sound up for the microphone in the room because I don't want to get feedback on my mic and all of that. But that ball, if there's not an argument about it, that ball was frozen. I don't know the answer. I have to assume these are the Aramith blacks. Yeah, that's what the ball set would be called. I'm pretty sure. I know that I think Predator just came out with a blacked out set of balls that they were just used at the UK Open. They're also black stripe balls that are black instead of white, I believe. Slightly different. The 2 ball and the 10 ball are some sort of like an aqua blue color. Strange setup. It confused some players at the UK Open this past week. So if you've just tuned in, once again, get in the chat and let us know where you're watching from. If you do that, you'll be automatically entered into a drawing for a free 11 ballroom T-shirt. That's I've just recently received mine. I think it's a nice looking, super nice design. I don't know if it's the same exact design, but I think it's a nice shirt. Doesn't feel like a cheap shirt like a Gildan or something like that, but it feels nice. So mine's in the wash now. Oh, you can see what I mean about the pockets. Hey, big opportunity for Justin here. This game's been going on for Jackie Tucker. Thanks, Roy, Utah. Okay. You'd expect that Justin ADAY here should get out his first 2 balls you can throw your shoe at and make them. Just needs to play a little bit of position from the 9 to the 10. Don't want to go crazy trying to get close to this 9 ball here. Okay, this is fine. Katie Phillips last night, you talking about Matthew Walker. Matthew ended up winning the final set. I don't remember the score. I want to say it was about 7-3 or 4, maybe. I checked in right after I got home from the tournament in my area and was going to jump in and do commentary, but it was the last game, and I knew they were playing, but I was out playing a tournament myself. Ended up running to at least the final 4 players in that tournament. So, okay. He looks like he's elevating a little bit again. I like a level cue here. If you're going to elevate, you want to, okay, nice. Just make sure you keep your tip in the center of the cue ball. Don't want to be trying to apply any sort of left or right English if your cues at the back end of your cue is much higher than the front end. Okay, well, Rob's going to need to get in gear. He can't afford to trade games. Justin here. Justin only needs 3. Rob needs 9. It's kind of skewed in Justin's favor. You have to think 9-2 is thank you. I've been using that one for a long time. I've kind of got it worn out. I appreciate everybody tuning in here on this Wednesday early afternoon. Well, don't know what time it is exactly where you are, but assuming you're in the United States, it's early afternoon. Maybe not in Hawaii yet. Okay. I like this. Much more solid break. Justin had his cue down on the top of the rail. Most people breaking 10 ball break out on the head string and make a full bridge. I'll be visiting Shannon Dalton soon. So where's Shannon Dalton? He was a Kentucky fellow back in the day, I think. I haven't seen him in a long time. What an amazing! He's a great pool player in general. Very strong 9-ball game, extremely good 1-pocket game, good bank player. He's an animal. Okay. I think if I'm Justin, I like trying to bank the 1 ball this way and send my cue ball up this way, possibly. Something. Just keep it simple. Oh, South Kakalaki. All right. Nice. Got a pawn shop. Huh? Well, that's good. It's unfortunate that, and he's probably not a young kid anymore or anything, but it's unfortunate that some of the greatest pool players, need another source of income. That's a topic that's been beaten to death, but it's just unfortunate that, yeah, I bet Michaelis, yeah. Shannon Dalton was a hell of a player. Um, yeah, about just not quite enough money for pool players. Yeah, that's they deserve to make more. They're people don't really understand how difficult it is to play at the level. Is he going to try to carry over this 9-ball? This seems insane to me. Maybe he's just trying to carry over the 10 and clip. Maybe he has the edge of the 9. This seems really nutty to try to jump this far. He did it, hit it great. He probably called the 5 as well. What a shot. I'm not qualified to even own a pool cue after that, or a jump cue, I should say. I set fire to that 500 I spent on my air rush. That is sad, Katie Phillips. I probably would have worked a little bit harder to get a slightly bigger angle on that 2-ball if I was shooting from that position right there. Not that this is really bad, but he's going to have to just kind of thump this a little bit, force an angle here, just stun with some left English. Wouldn't mind getting very straight on the. See, he just had a little bit more angle. It just would have been easier to get here or even a little bit closer to the 3-ball. This is fine. This is also fine. Don't know if it's worth trying to go forward and get around the 6 and the 5's dangling in that pocket. Katie, you can throw your shoe at it, Katie. So you don't have to work too hard. You might just stun up through this gap between the 10 and 6. He looks like he's going forward. That's all. Okay, no, this is good. Get it from the 6 to the 7. He'd like to draw back some here and get as flat as he could. He'd like to be back out in this neighborhood, so he has an angle where he could go forward with maybe a little bit of inside English. The 10 and 9 make it a little goofy to try to run 2 rails for position from the 6 to the 7. Oh, yeah, even better. It was a great shot. Great cue ball control coming back into the 9-ball. Took the risk away of getting hooked. Didn't know he had the angle to cheat the pocket that much and come back this direction. That was great. Don't want to be straight in on the 7 ball here. He looks like he's a little inside, but you don't. Okay, he took it to the extreme, but he's definitely not straight in 7 ball now. This one's going to be a little testy. Just go back and forth straight across. Got to kind of trickle this if you want to get a little bit flat on the 8 ball or go across a couple times. That was very good. Very nice shot. Can't ask for anything better than that. Like to do a little stun run through right here where you don't want to roll this ball soft, but you'd like to hit it with some pace and just let the cue ball release 6-8 inches and try to get it straight in on the 9 on the side here. Or you can draw back and play in the corner. I don't like the roll there, but he's comfortable with it. I think he should just be able to kind of roll this one in. Got an angle going away from the 10, but doesn't look to be too extreme. Or is he going up to the top of the table and back? That's fine. You got to give all the respect to Justin here for coming out and stepping up and playing on stream. He's at a significant Fargo disadvantage. The spot, makes that right, but it can be intimidating to play somebody who really is, firing at kind of high above the level you're capable of playing at. Yeah, I agree. I used to roll everything. I was totally comfortable with it. I thought, I sucked. So when you learn how to tell your cue ball what to do instead of asking it oh, great shot. Stolen there. Justin just went away from the hill. He's got to win 9-1 from here. It's a tall order. It's doable. I can't stand rolling balls anymore. Like it scares the crap out of me. I don't trust my stroke. I like driving the ball to the hole. I like making my cue ball slide or spin or do something. I like it sliding when it hits the object ball. I believe that's how the game's designed to be played. That's how English works properly. That's the tangent line works properly when the ball can still be sliding with the topspin. You know what I mean? So it's and especially obviously backspin. You just want to be putting a nice big positive stroke on the ball. It doesn't mean slamming the crap out of it, but it means driving the ball to the hole, not trickling it and hoping that you don't run over a piece of lint on it. You know what I mean? Things just are much more consistent and manageable when you're making the shots and not trickling them in. Well, I'd like to think my back arm is more steady than it used to be, but I just I don't trust tables. I don't trust friction. After you've had a skid cost you $1,500 set, you know what I mean. You kind of figure I'm gonna drive this ball to the hole. I'm gonna put a nice positive stroke on it. Look at this break. Yeah, yeah. I'm not a kid anymore. I'm closer to 50 now or closer to 60 than I am 50 now. So by 20 minutes or so. do that type of stroke right there, that nice just stun into position. It's just so manageable and positive. Yeah, I don't know why I top and middle English. I know what you mean there. Yes, and I love watching snooker. I don't want to get started on that top. I'm already not doing enough commentary on match, but I really like getting involved with the chat. I like having the viewers participate. It's a lot of fun for me. I've been on this stream commentating doing movie quotes, movie trivia, whatever. I don't know if I want to get back into that today because we got a nice match going on here. Justin is out running the nuts right now, so getting fun to watch. Rob's going to need to try to figure out his tangent line and manipulate his cue ball to go around this 5. It looks fairly natural, just kind of a heavy spin with a little bit of left. He's going to try to check it up and come inside the 5 ball. That was also fine. No, he did not do that. He got lucky. Okay, yeah. I don't know why I would have, when you mentioned your time in the Philippines, I would have put you on exactly that age. I said you got a few years on me. I would have probably been going in right about the time you came out. Thank you for your service, by the way. If I'm not making assumptions here, but if you say you're in the Philippines for 3 years, that's a kind of a giveaway, I think. Okay, this looks like I don't like the angle he's chosen here. He looks like he's a little bit tight. Looks like he's coming in. Oh, he's been a great hit. Okay, good shot. Even better result. He's going to put him over up in the trees a little bit. We need a rail here. This is going to be a foul. He caught himself. Okay, good. Inadvertently came in behind that ball. Yeah, Michaelis, that was a very nice kick shot by Justin, and it earned him a nice reward here. Still got some work to do. 5 balls to run. Not easy. The first 3 are pretty easy. When he gets to the 6 or the 7, he's going to have to do a little something. And left himself a little stretched out here. Probably needs the bridge. All right, good deal. Thank you, Anawaya. Appreciate your service. Happy belated Memorial Day, or not happy. I don't know. I don't know what you're supposed to say, but happy belated Veterans Day. How's that? We'll go that way. And again, thanks for your service. Okay. I like being out at this sort of an angle for the 6 ball so that I can come in rail first and the cue ball naturally swings out this way. This way, he has to apply a lot of spin or some draw to make his cue ball kind of do what he wants. If you were wanting to play position for this pocket here, I would be. He could still go rail first, but he's just going a little bit flat on this here. So he did play the rail first, overran his position a little bit, might end up with something decent here. He's got a little bit of an in-between angle where take quite a nice stroke to hold out here off the rail, so he may have to go forward. He may have the kind of angle where he can come out this way. He's drawing his ball. This gets kind of difficult to pocket with all this spin and draw. He hit it like a champion, and I'm not going to say anything right this second, but nice opportunity for him to get on the hill. I do kind of like his mechanics. Gets his chin nice and centered and low over the cue. It looks good over the ball. Nice. Keeps his bridge arm nice and bent. He looks very good. It's nice and still there. He's on the hill. He's Actually beating Rob even here. That's supposed to happen. Yeah, I'm going to say that I don't believe in it, but here I am. I don't want to, you know, offer anything, especially, a 470 Fargo is not a sure thing to really make any. He's playing really well right now, playing well within his capability, playing smart, playing relaxed properly. I like the way he hits the ball. I've chatted with him before a little bit and told him as much. I liked to watching him play last time. He looks real solid over the ball. He's learning the proper way to play. He doesn't look real unsteady and shaky. I like this breaking off the rail here much more than making a bridge in your hand. It's I don't know how to explain it. I want to really bear down on catching the center of that one ball because that's not the first time he scratched like that in that pocket on the break. And I wouldn't say that. Probably, you can make a case that he's feeling more pressure because now he's supposed to win. You know what I mean? And if Rob is able to snatch a few back here, he may start feeling something. He's definitely got plenty of breathing room at the moment, but now he's expected to win. You know what I mean? That can create some pressure. Maybe that's why we were. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of throwing out theories, but we haven't seen Rob play his best pool today. Maybe he was feeling some pressure because he's supposed to win this match. Even maybe even with the spot because the spot's about right. If the Fargos are accurate, I think most people would be in agreement that Rob plays a little above his 556 Fargo, generally speaking. So we put Rob at 600, maybe 615, something like that. Maybe it's even better at times. I mean, he's been playing a 626 Fargo even for several sets and is not down money yet. Well, yeah, you could say that maybe you have to put some. Yeah, he definitely has to string some games together now, but he doesn't have to run racks. He just has to play smart. He just has to put Justin in awkward positions, and he probably needs to play less aggressively right now. You can make a case if you're into the one pocket strategy that he's supposed to play more aggressively or take more risk now being stuck the way he is, but I don't think that's the recipe for pulling this match out, and especially if he scratches here. Okay, well, this is getting on the 5 ball here is getting all from the 4 to the 5 and then from the 5 to the 6 is a big test here. Don't know what I would even try to do. So he's squinting down pretty hard to see if the 5 passes the 10. If it sure doesn't look like it from here, but if it does, that makes things significantly easier. And he's amphibious. He can shoot. I don't like this right here. Don't. If you can't center your head over your pool cue to aim, you shouldn't shoot the shot that he needs to go get the bridge right now. The shot's plenty easy with a bridge. Don't know about the zip, but I think at this point I would just attempt to come up here and try to fall down in this area. Something like this, and then you can from the 5 to the 6. Maybe you can get your cue ball going this way. That's a tall order. That's not easy for anybody to do, but it could be slightly above Justin's standard pay grade for shot making and cue ball control, but he's playing well here so far. Don't want any right English on this. He tried to spin around it. It's probably going to, well, I'd say that. You put the 6 ball in a spot where it's way easier to get to. So, and I think he has a makeable shot here. I think I still like playing the shot. And I like trying to draw my cue ball here and back out from here, probably. He does have a decent angle to play that path, but if you graze the 10 ball, you could end up, funny things could happen. Okay, so he played the right shot, and as I mentioned, he didn't look ultra comfortable. Unfortunately, he left a pretty easy starter here for Rob to pocket. It's a mile away, and there is a little bit of cut here, and he has to worry about getting behind the 9 ball, but you don't really want to try to load this up with inside when you're stuck to the rail. He slipped, he miscued. Okay. Now I have to assume that Justin's feeling a little bit of adrenaline because now, he's supposed to get out, and you feel like if you don't close out from here, he does have still a lot of cushion, but I feel like if I'm playing Rob right now and I don't get out from here, I don't necessarily feel I deserve to win anymore. You know what I mean? Like that's maybe not the mentality you want to have. And he's set up 2 straight here. Is he playing position for the corner pocket? I like setting up with more angle. See, he was trying to do some weird spin into position with a cue ball. When you got ball in hand, why don't you just set it up to where the cue ball naturally goes where you need it instead of trying to make it go, forcing it to go there. I don't, that's just an experience thing right there. Nice big draw shot by Rob. Got himself pretty good shape here. Should have just enough angle. He should be able to draw back out to this neighborhood or maybe over here. Yeah, well, that's what I say. He's feeling some adrenaline. He feels like he's supposed to run out there, and he didn't make a very good shot selection on that ball with ball in hand. He set himself up to where he had to power his ball and spin it into position instead of just giving himself a nice natural angle to go forward and drift right in the perfect line. So it looks like he's digging down and going to pull back and play the 9 on the side probably. Oh, he wrapped. Okay, well, pretty difficult shot for Justin. If Justin's feeling like he's got the control, you can make a case for playing safe here because I don't hate the idea of banking this 8 ball this way and just try to kill my cue ball with a little bit of top left and let it kind of lock up on that rail and try to stay here. Rob is definitely not in gear right now, but he could be feeling a little bit of heat, Yeah. Well, if that cue ball gets a little closer to the rail, this is start getting a little tough. Gotta turn his cue ball a little bit loose here. Looks natural. I wouldn't try to load this up with any left because I think it looks natural for the cue ball to want to come down like this, maybe something like that. Maybe he just wants to trickle it and play for the side. I don't know, but I like hit this ball with some pace. Just, I have to assume he was playing the safety there. Maybe I could be wrong, but he undercut it by a significant amount. And again, I like the safety for Justin here. I like kind of bunting this 8 ball to here and trying to spin my cue ball down and maybe run it into the 10, or you could even run it past the 10 to here. Looks like he's kind of mapping that out. I don't like trying to hit it. The problem with hitting it hard enough to get to the bottom rail is if you catch the 8 a little fat, you might leave it right in front of the other pocket. Well, he went for the shot, played pretty good speed there. I don't have Yeah, I know what you mean, Katie. You do play down to your opponent. And I think I've seen that from Rob. Rob didn't play his best last time he played Justin, I think. And yeah, Rob tends to kind of feed off his opponent's energy a little bit. It could be natural. I also think that Rob, um, if he's up or he's up in sets, can relax just a touch sometimes. This is going to be, it's going to sneak through the gap and leave a shot. Again, not super easy here. It takes a bit of stroke, either whether you go forward or you try to draw out, stun across. You still have to put a nice stroke. You have to hit this ball pretty firm. These pockets don't love that, so you got to. He's going forward, so the inside English here is probably the hardest of the options for maintaining a straight stroke. But he hit it great. It's going to fall on the rail a bit. Let's see how this goes. This is not. He's getting down in the middle. I kind of like this, that he's going to like fire this shot. Ooh, shot. Nice little stroke there. It is. About the right game, probably. Rob's not playing his high level here, and there was a lot of movement on that shot. He lifted up. He wasn't comfortable. That you can see some nerves. I think, maybe it was right after he let go of the released the cue and he saw it was offline and maybe jumped up after the follow through. But I think he moved his body a lot on that shot. Like he was feeling uncomfortable with it. It's a big shot for Rob too. He needs to make sure at the very least he doesn't undercut this ball. Nothing but the middle. Good shot. Wow. Good turnout. We got 50 some watching here. I appreciate everybody tuning into the 11 Ball TV YouTube channel. Welcome to the 11 Ball room. You see that on the back of the shirt. That's what we call the room here. Channels 11, the 11 Ball TV. This is Rob Harrison playing Justin ADAY. Rob, if you're just tuning in, Rob's going to 12. Justin's going to 6. Justin's been on the hill here for a game or two. Yeah. So now we get to sweat the comeback. Perfect break. Nearly perfect break. I strongly recommend playing safe. Got a couple options. I like coming across here with the cue ball. So he underhit that just a touch. He's left a pretty juicy shot for Justin. Position is not easy. If I was playing this, I would try to kind of dig down and get my cue ball out here. You could also check it up just a touch with inside and come up this way. That would be fine. I don't love rolling balls with inside English, so I like using a little bit of outside if I have to. I find that it introduces less friction. I call it kind of gearing English or helping English. It counteracts the friction of the cue ball going across the face of the ball. Putting spin that just kind of minimizes the desire for the friction to throw the object ball off a bit. I hear what you're saying, Pool Dog. I haven't seen you in the chat yet, but if you let us know where you're watching from, you will be entered into a drawing for an 11 Ball TV T-shirt. So let us know. Yeah, it is a lot of weight. it's generally kind of believed or accepted that Rob hasn't played in anything that reports to Fargo for a couple years, a few years, and he believes that his game's improved from what I've seen. Say outside of this match in particular, I would agree that he plays above. I think he plays in the early 600 speed range. Could be 610, 615. Uh, I have seen him break and run a few 10-ball racks on this table. Not a pro, but this table, if you're just tuning in, is a 9-foot diamond. It's got 4.25-inch corner pockets and 5-inch side pockets, or 4.75-inch side pockets. I want to say it's tight. Nice shot there by Justin. Good stroke. All right. Mike Moore, thanks. Bulldog, thank you. Oregon, which part of Oregon? I've used to have family in Oak Ridge, just outside of Eugene. Got other distant family in the Gresham, I want to say. Mike Moore, 1235, New Hampshire. Oh yeah, I was, thanks for coming back. I saw you there a couple days ago in one of the other matches. Geez, I think it was the one pocket match here with Sadi Kazada. Totally hooked himself here. Did not get a stroke on that ball. Looks like he was trying to put a follow stroke with some inside on it and just kind of stunned it. Just did not get any follow through there. Just south of Portland. Okay. Nice. Well, congratulations. You're in the running to win a T-shirt. I don't know exactly when the drawing is going to be done. Rob will go through the comments and put all the names into some sort of a randomizer. So I don't know. I don't know how he does it, if I'm being honest. So I'm just here to ramble into the microphone. Okay, well, it's not left a shot of any sort. Yeah, they are fun to watch, Mike Moore. I agree. They're fun to watch. They're fun to commentate. It's a lot of fun for me to interact with the viewers in the chat. So, yeah, appreciate you giving us your thoughts as well. Great speed on that. He was trying to get behind the 7-9. Man, really nice try, but did a great job with the 4-ball. I just try to hit the left edge of this as thin as possible and get my cue ball doing something along these lines here. I'd rather not move the 4-ball any further than this right here. Oh, just a little too thin. I.e. foul. Okay. Another good opportunity for Justin. I prefer not to do this. I don't want to spend any time behind the towel. I like setting up kind of in this neighborhood, maybe just applying a little bit of right English and trying to float back here. That way you're never hooked. He's going to go forward 2 rails and try to run it this way. You're coming across the line of your next shot. Okay, he drew it out. That's better. I like that just fine. I didn't like going forward and putting yourself behind the 10-ball for a decent period of time. He's falling pretty straight on this. If he's got a little bit of angle, you can try to float up between the 10 and the 8. Oh, not too bad. I kind of feel like he's going to run his cue ball this way. At least that's what I would probably be trying to do. I'm a big proponent of pattern play, trying to come into the line of your next shot. This next shot, I'm assuming being he's got options, but I'd be thinking that's where the 9 ball wants to go. So I'd say once I came off this rail right here, you're you got this whole area to have a good shot on the 9 ball. Whereas opposed to when you're trying to come across it, you have a very small area to fall into where you have good position. He did a great job with the cue ball. Looks like he got a little bit lucky. Didn't leave enough of the 8 ball to pocket, I don't believe. If that's the case, I like Justin to bank this ball this way with some just the speed to lag it to this bottom rail. And you can either draw off this rail and stun out here, you can roll forward up in this region. But the idea is keeping those 3 ball or those the 9 and the 10 in between the cue ball and the 8 ball. Oops. Just throwing stuff around. I don't know what the weather's like where you're at, but it's getting pretty warm and steamy where I am. He went for the gusto. That's supposed to cost him the game. We'll see. Still has quite a buffer here of time. I guess I don't mind him taking some chances now, but probably better to keep his opponent on lockdown, keep him from getting in the air, and close out as early as possible. Real nice shot there. He's got a couple options. I'm assuming he'll probably he tends to like to draw up towards the top rail and play this in the side, maybe. Pretty nice angle for that. Oh, definitely straighter than I thought he was. That's the obvious choice. I thought he had quite a bit more angle there. So I like that he just backed up for a second and collected himself. Didn't want to take this for granted. This, I know it's easy, but if you catch any rail going in, that's about as much as you can afford right there. Just about, anyway. Good out by Rob. If you just recently tuned in, uh, take a second and subscribe to the channel. We gained a few in this stream. Hit the like button. We've got a dog in the house here that gets treats every 10 likes. So do that. If you get in the chat, if you get a second, and let us know where you're watching from, you'll be automatically entered into a drawing for an 11-ball TV T-shirt. It's fun that both of these guys are participating in the chat during the match. Yeah, Justin, ADAY, it is time to play smart again. Good idea. Close this out, move on to the next one, and keep the throttle down. That's what you want to do. You don't want to give anybody any air at any time if you can avoid it. It's just way more fun to win. Is he tying some traffic up here? No. Oh, maybe. Gotta be careful he didn't leave a shot here. If you can't see enough of this to make it, he may be able to just overcut the one slightly and get the one back to here, and maybe spin his cue ball back down. Maybe it can just come down this way. Well done. It turned out good. Got a little bit of a roll, but it's playing the first shot I was describing there. I agree with that choice because that's what I thought of. All right, Mike Skills, Dallas, Texas. Thanks for tuning in. You are in the running for a nice 11 Ball TV t-shirt. Take Jackie Tucker's advice and smash that like button. I feel goofy saying that because I'm an old person and that's newfangled young folk speak. But yeah, please give us some likes. We'd love subscriptions. We would love to. That'd be great if we could hit 500 subscribers by the end of the stream. That'd be a great thing. Help us out. We'd appreciate it. We're in action every day or so. Rob is on this table playing somebody something, anywhere from $100 bet to a $10,000 bet so far that I've seen in the last couple of weeks, and he's put on. I'm almost sure that I've been familiar with this stream for just about maybe just under 2 weeks, and I don't even know how many streams he's got in that time. 12, 10, 12. It's just, yeah, probably 10, easy. Some of the most exciting matches I've ever seen. Huge finishes. There was a match. One of the first matches I tuned into was Rob versus Francisco Littlejohn. He's going to get hooked here, and that was a 30-20. Francisco was a 675 Fargo, so it was a 30-20 race. When I tuned in, Rob was at 19. He was on the hill, and Francisco had 20. Francisco ended up coming back and winning that match. He won 10 straight games to close out that match, and it was for, I don't remember specifically what the bet was, but it wasn't nothing. It was 5 or 10,000. It was very. I think it was 10,000, maybe 20,000 in the middle. So very significant bet, and it was probably a super what would have been for me a crushing defeat. Rob immediately jumped on the stream afterwards to give his thoughts. Like just an incredible sportsman. Yeah, he grinds hard for the money. He's willing to play. He played Victor Kakuza, who's a 725 Fargo with a 24-12 spot last week. Victor ended up winning that one hill. Super, another incredibly exciting finish. I think that was for 5,000 or so per player. It was 10,000, maybe 10,600 in the middle. Some strange number. I could be getting these. Remember these amounts and these dates, but I don't remember specifically which matches were what. But you know, these racing the 20 and 30, the bet's usually significant. This year, by Rob's standards, it's a relatively small wager, but he's willing to play anybody that asks. Really, anybody wants to come on a stream, play Rob with a fair matchup. You know, I'm not talking some, thief with no Fargo that comes in trying to hustle. You know, you got to have some established Fargo rating or someone that can, identify you and say, yeah, this is a decent matchup. But Rob doesn't mind the challenge of playing tougher players. Doesn't mind getting shot at. He likes to test himself a lot, so it's a lot of fun to watch. So, yeah, feel free to subscribe to this and hit the like button for us. Let us know where you're watching from again in the chat, and you'll be entered into a drawing for an 11 ball TV T-shirt. So he's flat enough to draw out of this and play the 5 in the same pocket. I think he can draw this without hitting the 5. I'm not sure what's got him puzzled just yet. Maybe he has more angle than I think. Maybe he can hit the 9 ball. You don't want to tie up the 9-10 or the 9-6 or anything silly like that. So that is not exactly what he had in mind, but it is still manageable. I think if you're going to cut this in the side, which I'm assuming is the shot, you don't want to try much more than to float down into this area. I'd be wanting to stay away from the 10 ball. You don't want to get straight, and you don't want to be behind the 10. You need plenty of angle to get back up table for the 7, so no need to get okay, so he needs a big bounce here. Looks like he's going to get it. I don't think he did. Let's check the overhead camera. Well, he's looking at it like he's got it. It's very close. I don't know that you can see that, but I have the ability to draw these lines on both this angle and the overhead, but I don't think you guys see the lines on the overhead camera view. So I'm checking when I go to overhead, I'm drawing the line there. I just don't think the viewers can see it. So he's either jumping at this or doing a little basset. Jumping is very incredibly risky here. Wow. That was an amazing shot. He basically landed on top of that ball, which, I mean, his control on carrying over balls that are pretty, that 10 ball was pretty far away from his cue ball there, and the 6 was right on the rail. In order not to launch something off the table there, you just have to have amazing control, and he just does that repeatedly. Every time he does it, I think he's doing something crazy and wrong, but I don't know if I've ever seen him throw a cue ball off the table trying to jump something that's that close to the rail. It's amazing. I'd be guaranteed to send something off the table there. This is not what he was after. But may have done okay with the cue ball or the object ball. Let's check the overhead. If this passes the 7, yeah, it looks like it probably passes the 7. Oh, it doesn't have to. He can make it from outside, so no problem. I thought that was tucked in behind just a little bit. Wants to be pretty heavy on the 8, just a little bit of angle, enough to get off the rail, but that's pretty good. I would prefer to be 2 or 3 inches closer to the rail, but Rob's pretty good at this little stroke to hold his cue ball. I think he can kill his cue ball here. You got to be careful not to undercut this 8 ball trying to hold your cue ball too much. If you need to pop it and play the 9 in the same corner, that's an option. And he did pop it. He did pretty well. He's got himself a well, let's see what he can do. You might have to hit this a little bit on the slow side and just maybe his cue ball comes out here and it's going to have, if I'm seeing the angle right, he's going to have a little bit of a cut shot on the 10, or he could load up and come across, play the 10 in the same pocket, or load up even more and go back and forth. Few options. You don't want to go crazy with speed here. does have quite a bit of angle here. This becomes missable loading up with inside and trying to kill us. I mean, just a nice positive stroke. You got to swing this cue straight and stay down. Just trust your contact point and don't hit the crap out of it. Very nice shot right there. A little bit more speed. Uh-oh. This got a little tough. Almost a stellar shot right there. I mean, another 4 inches out of that cue ball would have been a huge upgrade from this. He's probably going to have to shoot this with a bridge. He's not happy. He's hand on the hip. That's the universal sign for what the. Never mind. This is cuttable. I say you just get the bridge and, for lack of a better term, just bear down on that contact point. Again, I like line it up for the thin side of the pocket here. I like, cutting this ball to the long rail side of the pocket like this. That'll help with any friction. These balls, especially if you hit them soft, love to come down here, catch that short rail going in, and it will sit up. Also need to be mindful of this upper pocket here for your cue ball. So I put just a touch of inside English on this, and just an air check. I don't like the outside English necessarily because it brings the side pocket into play as well, but it also squirts the ball into an undercut. I don't see a lot of inside on this at all, so just going to be mindful of that upper left-hand corner pocket. Very smart to be taking his time here. Obviously, can't afford to give away a game. But great shot. Excellent shot. Perfect. Outstanding. He was sweating it. You could tell he wasn't thrilled with that position. Got a little upset for a second. I'd be curious to know something about jumping spiders, Kyle Bird. It sounds like you and Justin have some inside code. And I know you guys are friends, obviously. The grind is real. Yeah. At the very least, now he could say he didn't. That he could say he won more games than Justin had. Even if he loses this set, at least he didn't lose game for game. I would have to needle him a little bit for that. We don't know each other real well. I've never met Rob in person. We've been chatting via text and messenger, and we have a private Facebook commentator group, but I don't know him. As I mentioned, I just stumbled across his channel here a couple weeks ago. Really enjoyed watching some of the matches. I respect Rob's gamble, his grind. He stays tough for the money, even when it's not going his way. He needs a rail. He got it. Pretty sure he's left, at least a quarter of this ball for Justin. Justin should be just bunting this one ball and trying to float his cue ball right back to here. The one ball doesn't need to do much, just needs to go here. Assuming he can see it. Have at least a quarter of the ball. That's way hard. Don't need all that. Okay, well, he's left a shot for Rob. This table's not easy by any stretch. Looks like if he just cuts this inside of the flat ball, his cue ball is going to rub the two. He might just do this real soft and see if he can keep himself straight in on the two in the same pocket. Okay, none of that happened. Kind of gotten away with it. If I'm Justin, I'm trying to run my cue ball here. That'll work. Good enough. Probably just see the template moved here. Rob may have a sliver of this one ball. Very close. He does not. Now this one looks like it's close enough to the bottom rail where he doesn't have to worry about coming in behind it and scratching. And again, got away with a little something there. That's lucky. And I think he's got him near frozen to this 10 ball where even a one rail kick to the short rail doesn't work. So he may have to try to come two rails. This not that easy being tree topped over the 10, but he's looking at it like he's got an opportunity. But this, if he can only get to here, this is kind of a lot of spin to expect to be able to put on this ball. And then you got to worry about fouling the 10. I don't know if that would be a technical foul. It probably should be. But if he tries to load up this ball with a bunch of right English, his cue stick is very likely to nudge the 10 ball trying to do that. So he's in a tough spot here. If he can get to here, I'm not seeing this right, so this is much easier. Good shot. I didn't. And my camera angle made it look like he was about frozen to that. Okay, so another big chance for Rob. This is a very runnable table. I'd be torn as to whether I'd want to move this 7 ball here or not. I think if I could go into the pocket without touching, that's probably a way to go. Leave yourself the option of the easier 4-7 combination if you end up needing it. Okay, well, this is pretty good. I assume Rob's going to draw straight back here. You know, he's got a little bit of angle, but he should be able to draw and get himself pretty straight in on the 4 on the side. Okay, not straight, but pretty good. Just float this real soft 1 rail or kind of hit it a little bit fat with some spin and come out 2 rails. His next little project is to begin on the 8 ball. That's it's a little bit tucked away behind the 9. Okay, he went around the world. Nothing wrong with that. Well, I'm kind of curious to see what he's going to do here. He's going to get kind of straight, or he has to work his cue ball pretty hard. You may be able to kind of dig down and stun back over to this neighborhood and play a little bit of a cut shot in the side. Whatever you do not want to, lose your ball scratch in the right hand side here. Okay. Definitely didn't do that. So this ball must pass the 10 pretty easily. Would have liked a little bit flatter angle on it. It's another one of those shots you do not want to undercut if that's an option. Okay, well, he's playing the bank shot. He just called this upper right-hand corner. So I think the reason being is because it has some two-way potential. What's he looking at now? Just looking at the okay. Well, now it looks like he's looking at his cue ball path if he's to cut the ball down here. He may change his mind. I think if this ball passes the 10 ball, which it kind of looks like it does, it's the shot. Should not be a scratch here. No, he's called the bank again. So he's going to try to float in and leave his cue ball kind of just in here behind the 9 ball. Should he miss it, play this ball somewhat pocket speed. Doesn't have to lap. You don't want it coming back up the table. Don't want to make it now, but he did. That was the danger here with getting it too tight behind the 9. So you may just have to come off the 9 thin and try to run this cue ball back, get behind the 10. You know, that if you can. If there's any space between those balls, you certainly can get to the long rail. Not happy. I figure even if you don't hook him, if you get your cue ball stuck on this rail here, even if you leave this sort of a shot on the 9 ball, that's a shot for Justin with his cue ball stuck to the rail. He's not getting the last 3 or any crazy spot like that. It's just game, so he has to get all the way out here. I'd expect him to be an underdog to pocket a 9 ball that's up table with his cue ball stuck to the bottom rail and having to play position of some sort. I wouldn't love his chances of pulling that off. It's difficult for anybody. Rob looks like he's thinking about getting fancy here. So, yeah, he's going to don't worry about the scratch down in that corner down there. So he's looking at running his cue ball along the path he just pointed out for you. So he must not be able to get to here cue ball off the 9. Okay, well, that is what he's trying now. You want to check this up with a little bit of inside, a little bit of left, I would think. Okay, that's not frozen enough to the rail for comfort. It is still a difficult shot. It takes a decent amount of stroke to get a favorable shot on the 10. So, if I had to bet, I'd say that Justin is an underdog to get out from here, but I don't really know by how much. It sounds mean, but this is not easy for anybody. I wouldn't love this one here. There's the doggy that gets a little Scooby snack every 10 likes. So if you get a second, hit the like button so that poor thing can live. Look at it, it's all skin and bones. Poor guy, poor gal. Okay, this is similar to the shot doesn't have it. You can really just stop your cue ball here, whereas Justin didn't have that option. Excellent shot. There was some pressure on that shot, I'm sure. Thank you, Michaelis566. Appreciate the shout out. Yes, please like and subscribe. Share this with some friends. Get action. I'm nearly certain that if Justin wins, Rob would be definitely willing to flip the coin again. I don't have any idea if that's the case the other way around, but I would not be surprised if there's another set after this. So it'd be worthwhile to tune in. Rob still needs the next 5 straight to pull this off. It's no room for error. Really cute dog. Anybody know what breed of dog that is? I like the markings on the face. It looks blue heeler. Okay. Yeah, I agree with you, Katie Phillips. That is it's a big spot. It's a long race for a smallish bet by some people's standards. $250 isn't nothing for everybody. So just depends on your comfort level. This is going to require a massive amount of spin. I don't. It, I think Rob's going to want to just play this ball down here and float to this area possibly for straight in as straight in on the twos you can get. I don't like it from here. It's a tiny window if you can even get it. So I think you need to try to find this here somehow. So he looks like he's considering playing the 3 fouls. So I'm guessing he's going to attempt to run his 1 ball up here and tuck his cue ball in behind the 8 here. As mentioned before, he has a lot of touch for these types of shots. He did not get okay. Well, I think he's left an edge of the object ball, so that wasn't a successful safety. See what we can see from here. Yeah, should be able to clip the edge of that 1. It's thin. May even be able to spin his cue ball out this way and try to clear it out and not leave. Especially if he can bank the 1 over here, that would be ideal. That's going to be 2 fouls. Did not hit that one very well. Let's see any extremely easy options here. I guess I would probably set my cue ball up in this neighborhood, try to kind of bank the one out here and run the cue ball back and maybe tuck it in. That's not that easy to do. It won't be effective if he just thins the one ball and leaves it in his neighborhood. He'll have too much of an easy kick up to the short rail here. So now it looks like he may be looking to bank the one through here and then run his cue ball forward up and tuck it up against the three ball. This is one of the, so he's not doing, so he's drawing back. Okay. He's drawing back over behind the 2 and 6. It's not that easy to control. That didn't turn out very good. Well, I say that, but he is hooked. Well, good job there. He saved his butt. Oh no. Okay. I would say he got a good roll by not scratching, but I think he's corner hooked, and this hit is going to be insanely difficult. Well, he's called that corner pocket. Well, stand by for a trick shot. I don't even know what he's doing here. Jumping off the point of this pocket, trying to go airborne. No, not the worst try I've ever seen. Okay. Another ball in hand for Justin. Last time he set himself up with the ball in hand a little bit too flat. I just like setting up against this rail and just floating your cue ball right to here. I don't like trying to go wild, trying to get on the other side of it or anything. I don't think it goes on the side. Not that I would play there if it did. This looks a little flat as well. It's fine. Yeah, Mike Moore. Yeah, the Efren Reyes shot. Looks like Efren's still one of the few that can pull it off. Man, he's got himself elevated here with a funny position, funny bridge. It's not easy. Left a thin one. Well, this is going to be pretty difficult here. Shooting off the rail, long and straight. Even if he makes it, it's going to be a mile away from the 6 ball. If he can get this and the 6 ball down, it's a very nice shot. Got himself a little closer than I thought he could get. I thought he was straight in on that. So did a great job of maximizing that angle and getting himself in a pretty good spot. Really just wants to stop this ball, wants to keep a little bit of angle, doesn't want to leap forward and get straight at all, or doesn't want to go too far forward and get a terrible angle shooting a back cut into the corner. So the stop shot here would be about ideal. Oh, man. Crestfallen after that one. That was difficult. These pockets are not forgiving at all. It's far away. This is real natural here for Rob. I like to get out where his hand is. I would have to force this just a touch. It leaves a real natural angle. Pretty good. Did force it, almost got away. I hear you, 122 HH. Get the dog out. That dog's always there. I mean, I guess the opponents have to fade it. He's got his dog trained to mark him at the worst times. Smart. I'm kidding, obviously. Oh. It's got a nice angle here. I like just one rail straight back up here. I see people play 2 rails. You could do that as well. Is he going outside? He is going outside. That works. Pretty good speed. Okay, this is about the point where Justin's going to start feeling like he feels the breath on the back of his neck a little bit. Thanks for everybody again for tuning in. We got 62 people watching. Really appreciate you checking out the 11 Ball TV. If you would, we'd appreciate a like. Please subscribe if you get a second. We're in action a lot. We're here most days of the week. At least Rob is in action a lot. I may or may not be here commentating, but there's a couple other people that do commentary for the stream, and sometimes you just get to watch with some smooth jazz music in the background through EvoSports. native ball position here is pretty tough. Being elevated over the 3. It's the most natural thing I see is this, going forward 3 rails. Not easy. His pockets are snug. They don't like any rail contact on the way in. You could also conceivably make a case for cross banking this end of the 6. That would seem silly, but it lays pretty good. 6 is a big ball. He overran this bit. Gonna get behind the 9. Trouble. Anybody who just tuned in here a little bit ago, if you get in the chat and let us know where you're watching from, you'll be entered into a drawing for a free 11 Ball TV t-shirt. It's a nice shirt. So get in here. If you participate in the chat, it may help your chances. Apparently, I'm choosing the winner, as I was just informed. So I think I may reward those who get in here and participate in the chat with me. Give me something to talk to. Give me somebody to talk to and something to talk about. Nice shot there. Wants to keep an angle here. You don't want to get straight in. If you make this 5 center combo, the 5 is going to probably want to drift over to the short rail. This is a little bit straight. Got to probably hit this soft and try to favor just the little bit of the inside of the 6 ball here. Well, in order to kind of hold the 5 in front of the pocket here. That's the problem I was talking about. All right. Thank you to everybody who hit the like button and got Skydog a little treat. See that tail of wagon. Great shot. Got a little bit of fortune there, but deserved. All starts with a good hit. Here we go. Sausages just snapped into a Slim Jim. Okay. Got a tough angle here on the 7. I don't mind him firing at the bank shot up into this corner, the upper left-hand corner. May even be able to get the cue ball to come back and drop in here. Maybe end up safe. Okay, well, left a little bit of work to do. Take a bit of a stroke. I think that's just kind of straight topspin. I see the cue ball just coming up like this. Maybe. Could also conceivably try to apply a little bit of English, but there's a chance of getting trapped back here. If you bump into the 10 ball and get a hook behind the 8, I'd stay away from those if I could. He looks like he's drawing with low English. This would be wild. I think he's looking to play this sort of a shot here. This is a big stroke shot here. Hard to pocket, doing all this. Okay, he wasn't doing all that, but Well, I was looking at the balls out for some reason. I was thinking he was playing position on the 9 ball. So in the cut here. Came in a little bit behind it. So this 9 ball's interfering with the natural position just a little bit. He may have to try to get down and draw this out here, possibly. He could even just draw over here and play position for the side. Something, well, maybe not. I think he's queuing for the first option, trying to come out 2 rails between the 8 and 10. Plays pretty good. Yeah, perfect. You don't need to do much more than just stop this. Uh-oh. See, and he went out of his way to get what appeared to be too straight on the 9 ball. I just don't know why he didn't stop it, because it wasn't a very difficult shot when it had natural position. He was fortunate. This is not easy from here. This ball may be cuttable with some sort of weird rail first. Justin should be able to reach it being a left-hander. So we'll see. At the very least, he can play safe. Playing safe might even be a little difficult if this ball is frozen to the rail, because you have to hit it pretty thin to avoid kissing here, or looks awful close to froze. But I think it is makeable. Yeah, so he's trying to kick around the 9 ball. This is pretty. I don't see a way to thread this needle and still make a full enough hit on the 8 to kind of maybe. Oh wow, what a shot! Okay, that was a very good shot. Thought he was trying to go around the 9. Had to load that up with quite a bit of right English. Seems a little unjust. Wasn't able to get that down. He hit it great. Very nice cue ball there. I thought he could have just kind of rolled that and rail first and ended up there fairly naturally, but this is a pretty primo angle right here. Let's go forward 1 rail, try to get out into this one. My line's not very good, but I like to be able to fall into about right there. Pretty good. Okay. Now it's getting tight. Please take a second to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. It's the 11 Ball TV. We play here on most days of the week. We've got action tonight. Rob will be out on the road, out somewhere at a pool hall, not his house, playing some doubles action tonight. I may just stick around and do some commentary on that. I love doubles. I like watching it. I like playing it. Maybe Scotch doubles where the players alternate shots. Be a lot of fun. Check out this break. Rob's been breaking pretty well here. I like his 10 ball break. It's about what I think you're supposed to do. Get the cue ball on the head string. Never really making both second row balls. Pocketed. This is tough. You got a little bit of a bad roll here. Whoops, that's not the tool. Don't know if he can. Yeah, it doesn't appear that he can get close to playing a rail first shot here. Probably push out for one. I guess Rob will probably push out for a jump shot or something wild like that. He may also, I don't know if he would play this, but there is a kick shot available. So the angle's fooling me. Yep. No good. Don't call it a comeback. Rob's been here for years. He's rocking his peers, suckers and peers. So making the tears rain down like a monsoon. So we'll see if he comes back and wins from where this match was. Justin probably will have a few tears raining down like a monsoon. I could go on and on with those lyrics if you need, but I won't. Nice shot by Justin. Just got a little bit delicate. Got himself a really nice angle here. He would like to be passed straight in on the four ball, meaning his cue ball on this side of this line and not the other side. That'll make it much easier for him to end up with a shot on the six ball after this. And he did. He worked it. He got himself really good. And that's exactly what I meant. See, the correct side of that line. He's about perfect here. Very heads up play there for him to work to get that proper angle. He knew that it'd probably be the end of his run if he was on the other side of that line by any significant margin. That one did not go so well. This is makeable. It's very thin. Can't reach it. If I were him, I would try to hit this extremely thin on the right side of the six, moving the six to here and running my cue ball back this direction. Unless he wants to go after this cut shot, but I think playing safe here is the move. He can't afford to give up any more games. He's going to start really feeling the heat if Rob gets to 10. Rob gets to 10. He might be looking at about an even money bet here. He is looking at the cut shot here. Definitely not, even if he makes this, not guaranteed to end up with a good shot on the 8. Yeah, that's trouble. This is supernatural. Rob just merely needs now just to cut this in, and this cue ball just wants to go float right down here. Yeah, sports fan is going to pay for it too. That attempted cut might end up costing him this match. You can't afford to keep putting Rob in these easy positions. This is a very natural angle here for getting shape on the 8 ball. And he's falling just about perfect. He'll just simply run his cue ball back here and back out through this gap, I would assume. Looks like it's real natural to do that. See what kind of angle he's got. Yeah, it's about the perfect angle right here. It's just straight top, maybe. Well, what's he doing here? He's digging down the cue ball. Maybe he's flat enough to. He's going to draw up here, I guess. I don't know if I would do this. Ends up a little bit funny. Seen Rob play this type of shot before. He hits them nice. Likes this backward cut. He can draw his cue ball back and back out. He can hold it. Or if he's thin enough, he can run his cue ball this way with a little bit of right English or English in this case. Just have to pay attention to getting this ball pocketed if he's going to play it. Yeah, sports fan, I don't disagree. There are options. He can draw out of this and correct. Yeah, not where you want to put your cue ball. Yeah, maybe there was a reason he thought he needed on that 8-ball shot to spin up and get around the 9-ball. I thought with a natural 12 o'clock ball, he could have floated forward and come out and had a nice shot to the side here. The shot he played wasn't bad. He just hit it kind of softly. It looks like he's above center of the cue ball, so I think he was playing your 3 rails around the 10. Probably end up getting the cue ball about where the 9-ball is right now. I mean, that's perfection right there. What a great shot. Justin says, shoot it, buddy. I have no problem with that. I prefer it, especially when we're streaming. I don't like concessions when people are tuning in to watch or it's being streamed or whatever. It's not because I think anybody's going to miss anything. I just think the viewers get to. It's just better for the viewers if you see all the shots. And there's drama. Weird things happen. This shot could be missed. You would never expect it, but this is amateur pool, so. Yeah, you're right. That was a great shot, and he is. He keeps grinding for the money. He doesn't really wilt under pressure too much. I think he just relaxes sometimes, or sometimes comes off the throttle a little bit if his opponent's not playing well. But Justin's played well. He's put him under pressure. He's been on the hill for several games now. But I think this is 7 straight for Rob. This might be 7 straight games. It's at least 6, I want to say. Not racks run, but straight wins. So now there's definitely pressure. Rob is, this match might be a coin flip now. Or Justin was a huge favorite here 20 minutes ago. Another outstanding break. Left side, the second row ball, the 5-ball in this case, tracking. Now, I've seen Rob, he might just go fire up the jump cue. I don't see him push out very often. And, honestly, he may not need to. He can probably afford to take a chance on this 1 ball. It seems unlikely that even if Justin ended up with an easy shot on the 1 that he's running all the way out, particularly with the 3 and the 7-10 tied up. So Rob is going for the jump. I would probably never do this if I had the option to push out. But Rob's very handy with the jump cue. And he left a straight in little shot here, but still nothing easy about getting down here. was a great shot. You'd have to be mindful of that side pocket over near where his cue ball is here. If you spin the ball to get past the side pocket, you're going to end up getting thin on the through ball. Okay, well, did not really leave an offensive shot here for Rob. I mean, other than a bank, of course. The bank comes with pretty natural position on the three, so might be worth firing at. He did not fire at it. Yep. We know where you wanted to be. This is super tough. A couple options. I mean, I don't like just going ball first and trying to. You're never going to get shape. You might go rail first, come in here, come off, and maybe your cue ball misses the six and comes back around. Uh, you could try to play it off the four ball. That was another option. Left this kind of awkward to really play anything offensive or even defensive. It's not that easy. It looks like it's a draw up behind the four ball. That's what he's probably the smart shot. Hit it great. Very nice ball control. Freed up the three just a little bit. I'll tell you right here what I would avoid doing at all costs is breaking up the 7 and 10. I would almost rather pick up the cue ball and hand it to Rob than take a chance of breaking up the 7-10 right here. It's the only thing keeping Rob. That was more scoopy right there. I don't know if that doesn't matter because he didn't make a good hit. If he had contacted the four there, it'd be questionable whether that was a legal stroke or not. But controversy avoided by no hit. Curious what he's doing here. If he's trying to get at the 10 ball in some way here. I don't think so, but okay. Yeah, it's going to try to do it. I don't know if he ended up with enough angle here, but I'm pretty sure he was trying to follow the perfect angle to go into the 7-10 off of this shot. Did not. Maybe I'm missing the fact that the 7 passes the 10. Is that possible? Certainly doesn't look like it from here. Overhead. See if there's any chance. Well, there is a chance that maybe the 7 does go by the 10. There's more of a gap. Man, they look frozen from the other camera angle. I think the 7 passes. So no breakout needed. He's pulling goofy straight here. I don't know if he has enough angle to go 2 rails forward. If he doesn't, it's going to be you have to try to stun his cue ball and put a lot of spin on it. He'd be doing well to get here if this is the case. I don't know if he can go forward without worrying about kind of clipping this point up in here in this pocket. He is trying that, so maybe he's trying to create a little angle. These balls are missable when you try to force an angle here. That's sports fan. I believe the 7 just goes. Well, okay, still goes from here. I think he would try to play it. I think I would have to piece of chalk up against the 10, move the 10 ball and then move the template, or maybe the 7 ball sitting on top of the template. But I would probably want to move the template rack from here if I'm shooting. It's not really just distracting, but who knows what kind of reaction it could cause. It's not going to be natural. So it doesn't look like he's going to try to move it. I think this ball is playable. What he's going to have for position afterwards, I have no idea. I imagine he's going to have to try to swing around the table and come all the way up over here and try to end up with a shot on the 8 ball on the lower right. Well, played off the 10 somehow and still got there. Still made it, I should say. Well, okay. So this combo is tantamount to suicide. I think we're going to see Rob run this 8 ball here and try to bury his cue ball in the back of the 9. That would be the smart shot. I mean, the combo, yeah, it lays okay, but if you miss it, you should expect to lose. Yeah, that's the shot. That's what he's playing. You got to make sure you get the rail here. Sometimes it's easy to get, ooh, okay, that's fine. He's not hooked. Okay, well, I think I'll tell you what I like from here is the kick and stick. I call this side pocket right here, and I try to get up to this end rail, kick this ball this direction. I mean, you love to make it, I guess, but really what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to send the 8 ball back down to here, and your cue ball kind of stays put. Sports fan, I think maybe he was worried about how delicate he had to hit to stay on the back of the 9 ball, where you're taking a chance of not catching the rail. Maybe. I mean, maybe. Holy mackerel! Look at this. You hit it too good, but you straighten the side. Okay. Look at this. He's, this. Man, he's not eyeballing the corner pocket, is he? Nah. The side pocket is snug from this angle, but it's makeable and straight in. I think you just bear down and try to hit the middle of that opening. Just roll your ball. Andrew, yeah, that'd be fun. If this was a lot more money on the line, I would think the heart rates would be up, but you know, Rob is probably not feeling a bunch of pressure. Rob's accustomed to playing for a lot more than this. I'm not sure about Justin. I want to say last time they played, they were playing $100 sets with him and Justin, and that was shorter races, if I remember right. But did he just? Okay, I keep thinking he's eyeballing the corner pocket from here. That would be surprising. The corner pocket plays bigger from here. I will say that, but it's hard to pass this up when you're straight in and you don't have to do anything with a cue ball. So I just roll this in, and whatever you're comfortable sending this ball straight on your path. So a stop shot or a roll or whatever. That's not in. And missed that by a bit of a significant margin. Now he's running out of room. We're about to, yeah. Not that this is automatic because you got to run your cue ball. That's easy to stuff this 9 ball trying to put, you got to hit a pretty good size stroke on this ball, whether you're going forward 2 rails or drawing out and across. I assume he's going forward, but you got to put some pace on this ball, man. You got to hit this right in the middle of the opening or it's going to sit up. Yeah, sports fan, that's fun to watch. This is very missable. These pockets are not forgiving. You hit it pretty well. Probably would have liked a hair more travel, but this is totally fine. What if they're going to start over and double the bet? I don't recommend that for Justin, if I'm being honest. I think Rob took the early part of this match off. He didn't start out playing very well. So it seems with this format that Rob is a favorite. Someone in the chat was saying earlier that 6 to 12 spot was, it's a long race and it's a big handicap, but it's it's at least the right game, as we're seeing now. Rob's kind of come out of his shell and is playing up to his level. He wasn't playing his best early half of this match. So we are Hill. Rob will probably offer some sort of back it and jacket situation. We'll see. Looks like there could be some discussion going on. No, just looks like we're just playing it out. I like it. Got drama. Yeah, I think so too, Michaelis. He gets Hill a lot, and what I'm seeing, he comes out ahead more often than not. But I have seen him, you know, miss some unexpected shots. When the heat's on, those are in the bigger money matches. I expect him to stay real solid for 250. I'm going to step away for just a minute. I'll be back in 30 seconds. No, maybe I won't. We'll just I'll stick around for this entire game. Just in the chat saying, he was up 5-3. Yeah, understandable. It's been 8 straight now for Rob. It's embarrassing. I don't think you have anything to be embarrassed about. You've made some nice shots. You still look solid over the ball. You haven't missed anything super. Even that 9 ball wasn't a super easy shot. So you haven't just. Yeah, there you go. Good advice. Get out of the chat and play your game. Just bear down. Yeah, pay attention to what you're doing. That's all good. You're not expecting him to string racks together here. To see a guy who's an underdog who's going to play smart and play, he's using some knowledge. He doesn't have the run out ability that his opponent has, so he has to use some guile, whatever, some wit. Well, Rob's a smart player too, though. But Rob is aggressive. Rob, especially playing one pocket. Rob feels like he's obligated to shoot something to his hole every single shot. This would be bad. Okay. Yeah, it is a nice layout, Michaelis, but it's still a lot of balls. You got to stay in line here. We haven't seen Justin just hang on to his cue ball through 8-9 shots in a row, and I wouldn't expect to at his Fargo level. This table is difficult. It's a 9-foot table. I don't know if I think he practices on an 8-footer and plays all his league and whatever on 7-footer. So this is also a challenge. He doesn't play a lot on 9-foot tables. Yeah, and that's just going to happen. He's going to cue ball more often than Rob does. He just hasn't developed a stroke to move the cue ball easily where he needs it, and may not have a full understanding of pattern play and how to make the game easier on himself and all this yet. So, good. He's played for a couple of years. For him to step up on a stream and play a guy who's in action every single day for big money, and it was 86. What is that? What am I looking at? Is that right? 86 points higher in Fargo, something like that. He's really testing himself, and he's doing fine. Like I don't have anything bad to say about the way he's playing. This again, you can see this table's not easy. Nothing to be embarrassed about is, I guess, what I'm getting at. So maybe if Justin goes back and watches this and is listening to me, just you don't have anything to be embarrassed about. You've come up with some really good shots, played pretty well, as well as I would expect, and you're still in it. So there you go. Looks like there may be a hole between 8 and 9 for him to get something going. Looks like he's certainly getting rail first here, maybe. If he's able to catch the top side of this ball, his cue ball, you can see the pathway, and his cue ball speed is good. He can get out here. Still a lot of work to do. Still some cue ball control needed, you know. So just keep playing smart. I do believe he has a way to get to this ball. Thanks again to everybody who's stopped by here. Yeah, there's the spot he's looking at. That could even be a little bit thick if you're going with some spin. You could stuff this into that point and possibly hang it up. I could see catching the weird double kiss somehow. So, I mean, ideally, he would love to be able to hit the rail up about this high. No, he's trying to curve through this. This is a recipe for following this ball in the hole. I don't like it. I like catching that long rail. Yeah, maybe he just didn't have it. Maybe I wasn't seeing it correctly. The good news for him is that he's put the 10 in a little bit of an awkward position. Maybe made things slightly more difficult on Rob to get all the way out. It's pretty ideal. I was just getting ready to say with Rob needing to stay clear of this 8 ball and apply some spin, it would have been pretty easy for him to overrun this shot up into this neighborhood. And that's right. We're giving you all the drama. We deserve a subscription and a like for that. Oh, see? Is that inside English? Again, though, he's left this pretty tricky for Justin. I don't know if Justin sees his shot. Well, I mean, he's got a lot of options, but super easy for getting safe here. I might have like 6 ball to here and just playing real simple here. Don't try to get behind everything. He was trying to cut that ball in. He got away with it. Well, so far, he's hooked Rob. Rob is almost definitely bringing the jump cue with him right now. So, what is this? The Propel jump cue he uses? Is that the Q-Tech? I could see, let's say Rob makes this in the side. There is not a non-zero chance of him clipping this 7 ball and sending the cue ball into this pocket. It's certainly looks like a solid chance that he would run into the 7 ball unless he kind of just lands a little bit on top of it or catches it on a bounce and is able to get the cue ball out this way. But we'll see here. No, he didn't. He had failure to lift off there and put the 8 out in a easier spot for Justin. I think the move for Justin is to set up over here and just go forward with your cue ball. Make sure you don't want to be straight on the 7 ball. You want an angle. You want to be somewhere along this line right here. Cue ball. That'll make things the easiest on yourself. I mean, I think with where he's at in ball in hand, the correct shot is just playing the 6 on this side and just rolling forward up to somewhere about right here. I don't love this as much. The speed is more delicate. Now you're coming across this line like this, that you have to fall in a better spot. This is a little straighter than he wanted to be. I think he needs to work his cue ball, although it's not as natural. So now he needs some stun and some English to come back out here. He's going to put a little bit more pace. He does need an angle on the 8-ball though, so this is further away than you want to be. That's a function of him getting a little flatter on the 7-ball than he should have. That just comes with experience and understanding, like, patterns and angles. You want to put yourself in a spot where people know where you need it, and not where you have to force it there. He's in a little bit of situation here because it's not super easy to pocket the ball and come all the way across for a shot in the same pocket. His time zone's away at Hill Hill. Correct, no early 10s. I mean, if it lays good, you can use it to keep your run going. Well, look at this. He's going to end up safe here. Okay. Here's the thing, though. Yeah, getting from the 8 to even with ball in hand, getting from the 8 to the 9 is something. Nine ten's not a mile away from lined up. No. If he hits this ball pretty good, he could end up with shape on the 9. At least makeable shape. Let me see if I can go overhead real quick. How about that? There's the what a shot. Yeah. Can't say enough good things about his jumping ability. He is pretty damn good with the jump cue. Oh, thank you, Matt. Appreciate it. Well, let's see here. You don't want to have to slow roll this 9 in, but I feel like if you hit it with any pace, you're pushing the 10 this direction and back up here. You'd have to kind of slow roll the 9 in order to just push the 10 and leave the 10. So this is not over with. Maybe I'm seeing it wrong. Maybe, but from this distance with a comfortable speed for pocketing confidently, I think the 10 is going to end up coming down here and then bouncing up. And then your cue ball is probably just going to float and want to stick down here on the ramp. So maybe better off putting a center ball, like a stun or a draw, going into the 10, letting your cue ball skip off this way, and then seeing what you end up with. You might end up he's eyeballing what's going to happen here. He's looking at the tangent line. But I think I like putting a positive stroke on this with a stun shot and coming across the top of the 10, and instead of just rolling this, letting the cue ball hit the 10 fat, because I think the cue ball is going to want to drift down table some. I could be seeing it a little bit wrong. The angles fool me all the time, but do your best just to ignore the 10 ball and shoot this 9 ball shot with the whatever way you're most confident in making it. This is probably the right shot here. I won't get too hung up on what the 10 is going to do. It's hard enough to make this ball. Looks like he's above center, so we'll see. I think slow rolling this is super dangerous. A good way to sell out both, like a super easy shot on both balls if you're to miss. Okay, well, look at this speed. That's a very wide shot right there. Although last time he left Justin this shot, Justin drained it in the lower right. So we'll see. I mean, I honestly think that Justin would be better served by just attacking on this ball and using the, you know, the factor of luck that he may end up partially safe. I think he just called this pocket, which I like. I don't think he should try to play safe here. It's you always feel terrible if you try to play, you screw up a safety and sell dead out rather than trying to make a shot. At least you go out swinging. I think it's a little bit too much to expect him to play a quality safety here and get coverage, get behind like cue ball behind the 10 without leaving that 9 ball in front of this pocket. That was a smart shot on the 9 ball. I got no issue with Rob playing this, but like I said earlier, I don't know if everybody was tuned in, but my my theory is that if you turn the table over to your opponent, even on a safety, whatever happens next is your fault. So if Justin banks this in and comes out, it's on Rob. I don't like this at all. Didn't like that too much at all. He's not happy with it, understandably. But this is what you don't want to do. You don't want to go out playing the weak safety and messing up his safety. And, not that this is a hanger. It's not. But there is a pretty makeable cut shot with some naturals, semblance of position. Position could be straight up the nose, but this is very makeable, and he's going to have a makeable shot on the 10 ball. If he pockets this, it's possible he's going to be pretty far away, but he's going to be shooting at the 10 if he makes this. So I'd like Justin shoot into that 9 ball, if I'm being 100% honest. $70 people tuned in for this drama, this hill action right here. If you haven't already, take a second, subscribe to this channel, hit the like button, turn on your notifications. We're going to be in action later tonight. We're going to be in action this weekend. There's doubles action tonight coming up. There's a rematch with Jorge Bermudez. Is he playing this in a corner? Can't tell, but it almost looks like he's lined up straight, but I can't believe that would be the case. Look at this. He's going to get away with it. A little surprising, but I think there may be a look here. Maybe not. There may not be a look here. That's a little too snug. See if I get the edge of the cue ball to the edge of the 9 ball. I'm gonna say there's not a look here. Okay, maybe that was factored in. Like, hard for me to believe he was playing that shot and knew that his 9 ball was going to end up there, but going forward on the cue ball like this and leaving it down here increases the likelihood of Justin having a difficult shot wherever the 9 ball ended up. But super big bonus that the 10 ball got between these two. So he's kicking here. There's no cover down here, so he's going to need a bit of luck here. Hasn't got it. Rob got a real nice roll there after that 9 ball shot to actually have hooked Justin there. That was pretty ugly. I feel for Justin there, but he's missed a few opportunities to close this set out. He's been on the hill for the past 8 games. This year will be 9 straight games for Rob. If you're tuning in, it might be worth going back and watching. Justin was up 5-3. And as you can see, it's a 6 to 12 race here. So we are hill right now if you're just tuning in. Oof. The ball all the way down. Okay, well, he's dead perfect on the 10 ball. You'd have to faint in order to miss this one. I don't think that's happening. Oh, he's okay. It's fine. Looked like he was uncomfortable with his bridge hand position for a second, but no problem. Justin to be a little bit upset, understandably. Nothing to be embarrassed about. He was put in some tough positions. He's not a super experienced player. If you see the next to the names, he's got a 470 Fargo. He's playing a guy with a outdated 556 Fargo who's playing probably a little above 600 speed, or above 600, I think, around. And you know, he came out, put it on the line, and put up a good fight. Hats off to both guys. Um, I'm going to step away. I'm not going to log out just yet, but as far as I'm aware, we are. Yeah, I'm not aware of anything. I don't know if we're finished or not, but I'm going to step away for a minute. I suggest you maybe you just hang out here for a second because we might be flipping the coin here. Everybody who got in, participated in the stream, and told us where they're watching from is in the drawing for an 11 ball TV T-shirt right now. So we'll be choosing a winner here shortly. I'll send that over to Rob. Haven't picked anybody just yet, but I appreciate everybody who participated in the chat so far, and let me know your thoughts. It makes it a lot more fun for me. I can sit here and predict what they're going to do all day long. Okay, well, okay, I'm going to practice here. So I'm going to stick around. I'll be shortly. We're going to leave this running for a minute.
What's up, Rail Birds? 11 Ball Rob here. Just wanted to say thanks so much for your support and helping us build and grow the community here. And also wanted to ask you guys to show some love to the commentary team. We're going to throw up our Venmo code here for the commentary. Open your Venmo app. It's at commentary, or if you just scan the QR code. Also, there's a link in the description. Anything helps. If you can throw these guys a couple bucks, it's really appreciated. They do an amazing job and help keep these streams more interesting. Thanks so much for your support. Love you guys.
All right. Well, that's going to be the end of the match. Thanks everybody for coming by and tuning in. Check out, hit the subscribe button and hit your notification bell because we are going to be back in action here in a couple of hours. So as you can see, Rob is he's heading out to the Fraternal Order of Eagles. I think that's supposed to be for some doubles. So that'll be fun. I may stop back by. Or you may be listening to Matthew Walker or maybe a combination thereof. We'll see. Not sure what the plan is, but I'll be tuning in to watch. So please hit that like button one more time, and or if you haven't yet, hit it. And we'd love a subscribe. So appreciate you watching. See you later. Thanks.
All right, buddy. Good luck tonight.